Hi, my name is Marlene and I am an independent presenter for Younique. Today I want to show you a quick demo of what I do every morning to get ready. I have already washed my face with our cleanser. I've applied our Divine Daily Moisturizer. It's rather warm today. I've been cleaning house because I have a few moments without the kids. So I've sprayed on some of the refreshing rose water to kind of help cool down the face. And I've already used some of the Uplift Eye Serum around the eyes, my lovely forehead lines here, as well as around some of the lip creases that I have. So that's part of my normal morning routine. A quick part of the makeover, or what I do every day, and bear with me, it's the first time I'm making a video on the computer, so it's a little odd looking and seeing yourself. First thing I do is I go ahead and use our Glorious Primer, and I do 3 generous squirts. Our new primer comes in a different packaging, but it is the same primer. And I go ahead and just rub it all over. It's your face and your eyes. There's silk proteins in it, which makes your skin feel so soft and smooth that besides just being amazing to help your makeup stay all day long, it just feels really good. Any leftover, my hair is up today, which is fabulous, but usually it's nice and frizzy. You go ahead and rub it in and all those little frizzies kind of go away too. With the Glorious Primer, we do have new packaging though, so make sure it's the same thing, same product. So once we've rubbed those through, I like to start with my eyes, because if I'm being creative that day and I want to try a couple new things and then have to start over, I don't have to start over on all my makeup. So I start with my eyebrows. I mixed our Irresistible and our Infatuated pigments together. And I just go ahead and I kind of just fill them in. I may resort to the mirror on the side over here because it's looking at it a little backwards on the screen. So I just fill it in. It's a little thick on one side, but I use our lash brush comb to just brush the pigment in, gets rid of the harshness of it, and clean up the lines as needed. I'm not too picky on my brows having to be perfect. You could use our eyeliners. We have both the Prime and the Proper, which are both versions of brown, where you could line your eyebrows first before filling them in. So I like to start with my eyebrows. And then every day, no matter what colors I've decided to wear, I always use our pigment. This is our Curious pigment. I like to use it just as a highlight under my brow bone. And I really am not too particular on my placement because you're going to blend it all anyway. But just enough to accentuate your brows. I then always, every day, use the Sexy pigment. That one I find is a nice base to fill in your lashes. I have a lot of lid space, so I just kind of apply it everywhere. These are 2 of the must-have pigments that I use daily. Occasionally I will switch up the Sexy, maybe with an angelic or an innocent, but pretty much it's the Sexy one every day. Now today I want to go for a quick neutral, no makeup look. So I'm going to use our Splurge Cream Eyeshadow. I love the elegant color. I could wear this daily. A little goes a long way. I'm going to use our Cream Shadow Younique brush. And I go ahead and just dab a little bit on. And swipe it along the lid. I kind of go up into the crease as well. I like to use this one as well as Tenacious. Tenacious is a nice pretty brown that has some gold highlights in it. And I like to put the Tenacious right in the crease line as well. That makes for a really pretty look. But today we're going to go with just a quick natural out the door. So it's nice neutral, but you have makeup on. I don't go out of the house usually without a full face of makeup, or as much as I can. So this one's nice, quick, and easy. I'm going to go ahead and let it sit a little bit. I'm going to use the eyeliner. Now I will tell you I was a liquid liner girl before I started Younique. I was then using our pigments mixed with the rose water to get that nice line, because I've never had good experience with a pencil. These pencils have changed my mind. They apply quickly, smoothly, they're not breaking where you have to sharpen them every 2 seconds, and they don't smudge. They stay on all day. So if you're not a pencil person and you're like, nah, it can't work, try it. We do have the guarantee. If it doesn't fit what you like, you can always return them, but you'll fall in love with it. So I'm going to do a quick, kind of like a tight line. I used to love a great thick eyeliner, the winged liner, but having 2 kids and getting up early, getting ready for work, or getting ready for the day, I find sometimes having the time to redo in case you make a mistake, I don't have it, so we just go with the quick tight line. Typically I don't need to pull back, but I'm a little out of routine being downstairs rather than up in the bathroom, but I figured you guys didn't need to see the bathroom. So nice eyeliner just helps define the lines. I also find that it really helps make the mascara with your lashes just extend a little bit more. So I never go out really without the eyeliner if I can help it. At this point, you have 2 options. I like to curl my lashes because, as you can tell, I have very little on my eyelashes. But I'm going to go ahead. You don't need to curl them. It's completely up to you. It depends on the day. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But we're going to go ahead and just give it a little bit of a crunch today. And I move on to the mascara. Now, what I do at this point is I just use our transplanting gel. I love it. I apply it just like a mascara. There's collagen in it, which I have found has helped my lashes grow thicker as well as longer. Before I was using Younique, I found that my lashes would fall out all of the time. I also am an eyelash picker, which wouldn't help too, but lashes were constantly falling out. And since I started using Younique, they're not falling out anymore. They're thicker, they're fuller, healthy. It really is an amazing product. So I'm just going ahead and I'm applying a base coat onto my lashes. Now you can do this if you have a favorite mascara that you can't live without in your life. You can use that as your base coat. I can't see why I would need to buy 2 mascaras when this one does the job amazingly on its own, so I just do one. So I applied the 1 coat. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and move on to my foundation. I like to use 2 of them. I use the cream color because I have it, and I kind of just go ahead and put it on, not like a little bit like a concealer, a little baby contouring kind of. And I'm going to go ahead and I just, using our blending buds, blend it in. I'm trying something a little new. Usually I'm at this bathroom sink, so I'm able to get the blending buds damp, which does help the application a little bit, I'm finding out. It helps it blend a little better. This is making it a little thicker than usual, but we'll get the concept. And I still have 1 more color to come through to help it out. Now, if you're interested in our foundations, you will want to color match with a shade stick if possible. When I went to the drugstores to find foundations, I typically would always find the lightest one, grab that, because I always thought I was pretty white. My sister makes fun of me for not liking the sun. So that's what I did with Younique. I ordered the cream, put it on, and was like, whoa, way too light. So I have moved up to the bisque. With the bisque, I put it on my hand just so I can see how much I have, because that helps me figure out and keep it consistent. And I just kind of put it everywhere. And then I use the bigger one. Once again, usually it's damp, so we'll see how it works here. You just dampen it under the sink, wring it out, and then using up and down motions, you kind of can fill it in. Now this is our BB cream. It is one of our complexion enhancers. You're not going to get a full coverage with it, but I don't really like a full coverage anyway. I just like it to kind of even out some of my redness, some of my spots. And you'll notice I also put it on my lips. I find when I use my stains that if I've used the BB cream on my lips prior, it gives it a nice foundation and the stains stay a lot better that way. So I've applied my foundation real quick and then I go back to my mascara. Now this is a system. I'm a system person. I found that this works best for me. Obviously, you make your own systems on what works well for you. So to put on the mascara, you have two tubes. You have your transplanting gel and your fibers. I'm going to do one eye at a time. And I'm going to go ahead and apply the gel to both the tops of the lashes as well as the bottom. So you're going to apply both to the top and the bottom. And you can't use too much. This is what the dry fibers are going to adhere to, so you want to make sure that there is fibers there for it to adhere to. So then I quickly go to the fibers. You'll notice that I'm going to do one eye at a time, because you want to make sure that that transplanting gel is still wet enough to adhere the fibers to it. And you're going to just do the same, the top and the bottom. Now I like big lashes, so I don't mind taking a few more minutes to really make sure that my lashes go where they need to go. But I am going to apply a second coat later, so I'm not going to be too particular on this one. I have my first coat done. And while that one dries, I move to my second eye. So once again, we're going to make sure we have the gel on the top of the lashes as well as on the bottom sides. Most of us typically ignore the top sides, and I find that that gives us a lot more volume if we actually include that. So once again with the fibers, I put them on that top. That helps us get that volume, that length, that fullness. And then we can go ahead and prop them up with the insides. And you'll notice I'm going to try to stay more on the edges and the tips of your lashes. That's going to help extend it. The more you get towards your lash line, you have the chances of the fibers getting into your eyes, and it's not going to help you extend your lashes if it's at the base. So really just work on that length. Okay, so I've done both eyes. I've done one layer of the transplanting gel, one layer of the fibers, and we want to seal those in. So we go back with that same transplanting gel, and we want to make sure we do the tops and the bottoms, and you want to seal in those fibers. You don't want them flaking off throughout the day. If by chance you find that you are getting a couple flakes throughout the day, use more gel. And so I'm going to go ahead and do my other eye. Now in the morning, typically I'm not talking as I'm doing it, so it does go a little bit quicker. I've always spent about 20 minutes on makeup. Some people spend a lot of time on their hair. As you can tell, my hair is in a bun. My hair is not one of my top priorities. Typically it's a wash. It's curly. So I wash it, put mousse in it, put it up, take it down when I get to work. So I've done my first set of the lashes. I'm going to go ahead and let them dry. As I let them dry, this is when I come in and I use our Sunset Beachfront bronzers. Take it with foundation brush, and I like to apply it a little differently. I put it right up the forehead, which is where the sun usually always gets me, right along the edges here, always on the nose, always on the chin, and then I just like to give it a blend. I'm in California, so blush is not something I would choose to use. I like the sunset look because we like the sun out here. You could then apply your blush at the same time if you're wanting to do blush instead. So we've done a cover there. Although that I've used the the BB cream kind of as a concealer. I do have our concealer in Fresh, and I do like to sometimes come in right under the eye. I have an 8-month-old right now, and sometimes she doesn't like sleeping. I am a teacher, so I'm up early, and I teach high school, so you know they like to wear you out too. So sometimes we need a little extra help to hide those dark circles under the eyes. It's a little dark today, but I'm going to do that. And then I'll just blend it in. Once again, I'm using our Younique concealer brushes, our foundation brushes. Okay, so I like to have that highlight. I would rather have much of a highlight under my eye than those dark circles. So sometimes I do a little overkill, but I like it that way. After I've done that, pretty much I could go, but I'm not going to. I like another round of my mascara. You don't have to at this point. I actually like to curl them again in between. Having the fibers on tend to help it curl and stay, since my eyelashes don't like to curl and stay typically. Now, hopefully you can kind of see. The camera's a little different here than what I usually can use on my phone. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get you a good after picture. So I'm going to go ahead and do the eyes one more time. So make sure you get that bottom and that top. And once again, it's one eye at a time. And this one I'm really going to focus on just the tips to really get that extra length. Now these are dry fibers, so if they flake off, usually just a quick swipe and it's gone. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. But hopefully, I mean, even right there you can see the difference. Let me see if I can move the camera in. So you can see that this one has had the 2 coats. And you'll notice, like, you can just, by even using the brush, kind of spread them out. If they clump at all, we also offer the lash brush comb, which I will use to straighten out any ones that just want to kind of be friends and hang out together. So you'll notice already the difference in just 1 coat versus the 2 coats. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Now I will tell you that I also, just like there's good and bad hair days, I do have good and bad lash days as well. Some days it goes on super quick and easy. They're fabulous with very little attempt. Other days I think that they didn't get enough beauty sleep and they don't want to behave as well for me. And it takes me a little bit more time to get them where I want. Today's kind of one of those days. So I'm going to go ahead and seal in, although I kind of already have on that first side. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any parts. I'm going to seal in the second side. The second side's clumping a little for me, so I'm hoping I'm going to try to break them up a little bit using the wand. I always prefer to use the wand first. Alright. So hopefully you can see that how much of a difference the lashes make. Sometimes I'll put some at the bottom, maybe just 1 quick coat, but typically not too much. So after my lashes are done, you'd want to move on to your lips. I'm going to go ahead and use our Pouty Precision Liner. I'm going to go ahead and just line the lip. I actually fill in the whole lip just to give it a little more coverage. I find things stick a little better that way, but that's just a personal preference. We then use the lip liner, or the lip stain, sorry. It's very liquidy, not sticky at all. Feels almost like water. So I usually apply it when I get to work. Um, that way I've had breakfast, haven't had to worry about it. Although I haven't drank any of my coffee. When I'm at work, I drink about 4 cups of coffee. It's how I deal with my high school students. And my lipstick or my lip stain stays throughout the entire morning through all 4 cups of coffee. So I've done the sappy lip stain. You can tell it's nice and neutral color. It'll stay throughout the day if I feel like I need to put something on, just because I like to use our Luxe lip gloss. It can, with that same neutral tones. Um, it's one of my favorite everyday wears. So if you have any questions regarding any of the products, I would love to work with you. You can get in contact with me by commenting below, or you can look at taketimetobeyouunique.com, or look me up at Marlene Gracum on either Facebook or Google+. I'm also on Instagram under Take Time to Be Unique as well. So I look forward to getting in contact with you to talk about any of the products, and have a great day.